And then I was in Rio when the Worlds was there, and when I come back, I met my father on Thursday. Then we speak about, and then on Sunday, Father's Day, he passed away. In my arms, heart attack.
On Father's Day?
Yeah.
Wow.
And my son born 10 years on the same day. Can you imagine
wow.
that? He born premature.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's life. You cannot, things that you need to be ready. And I believe I was blessed enough to have the jiu-jitsu. The spirit was strong. The body was strong, So to support all that, and then have many issues on the family. We lost many things that we have, we restart the life from zero. And you see that change, people, when you're a little bit high and
everyone's
then down,
around and then they will disappear, huh?
But I've been blessed. I cannot complain. He's looking
strange
somehow
how people
from
disappear
heaven.
when things aren't going well, huh?
Yeah.
Guys, welcome to another episode. Today, this is a very special episode for me. Professor Rafael Haubert. Is it Haubert?
Haubert.
I don't, the Brazilian, whatever.
Right.
I want to start by saying, it's so strange for me when I see you in real human clothes, bro.
Really?
Yeah, I
always
swear.
in the gi or the rash guards, right?
Always in the gi and the rash guard. And then when I see you as a human being, I'm like, this is so strange. And like, when you're walking, like, you look like all nice with your collar shirt and that, and I'm thinking, when he's walking past people, do they know he's a killer? He's walking past and it's literally a ninja walking past. It's like an assassin walking past you, dressed all smart, and nobody will know the difference, bro. It's crazy, right?
I'm a good guy.
Oh yeah, of course you are. You're a good guy who can kill someone very quickly. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. Welcome. First of all, let me just say, happy 1 year anniversary, brother.
Thank you so much. It's a big pleasure to be here with you. As we speaking before, this is the best library in UAE.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy to be here with you and be able to share, a bit my history and maybe inspire and motivate people.
100%. And the thing that I like most about this, different to when we're usually together, there's something in between us, so it's not easy for you to choke me out as it usually would be. Bro.
Depending how you question, we ask the stop.
Right. You'll still get there, but there's a little, something there. But 1 year, how quick did that go?
How quickly. When come these dates, you realize how fast life is,
Right.
And how important you stay focused and, do things. I remember when 22nd November of 2023, when we opened the academy, I say, 1 year after, and I just realized now 1 year after.
Now, just like this.
Yes, and looking forward to the future now. Excited.
Look, I'm going to say this, and a lot of people have said this, and I'm not saying this because I'm biased and because, I train there, but there's bigger gyms around, but there's nothing like what you've created there. Like, not just the family, I'm talking about even the quality, the spring-loaded mats, the cleanliness of it, Like, I'm pretty satisfied training there knowing that I'm not going to have to go for antibiotics after the session, right?
Very important. It's very important. It's my passion, no? It's everything I ever dream and put together, with the years of experience. And, everything came together. And the colors also, always I love the blue and white. Renzo is the blue and white. I think everything came together. And, I try to keep the place as clean as we can, to feel good, high ceiling, and it's special. It's special.
It's a beautiful
It's the vibe, it's the energy, right?
Yeah.
It's very important today. You come to training, you come on the place that you when you leave, you feel better than you enter. That's the main idea today, We have so much stress in our daily life and things are going fast, our family, work and everything. So when you come to the academy, the idea is there, you feel lighter, you do your exercise, you learn your martial arts, and when you leave from there, you live good, you live happy.
100%. And we were talking about before, and I was saying this, another thing that I think is really important. So this is really cool, because even though some of your students know you, what I said to somebody in a previous podcast is that they always ask me, wow, how come you're such great friends with this person, and how come you know this person so well? I said, the podcast is a very strange thing. I get 2 or 3 years of friendship in 2 hours.
Yes.
Right? Because if you don't know someone, you'll meet them at an event, you'll spend 2 minutes with them, you'll see them somewhere else, 10 minutes with them, you might spend an hour with them, but you're at a UFC fight, so there's things going on. It's not for, this is 2 hours non-stop, no phones.
It's really interesting.
Straight conversation.
Yes.
And for me to have that 2 hours with you or with the person, it would take a space of 2 years to cram all that information in, right?
Wow, it's true.
So this
it's
is
really
like,
interesting.
Right? So
yes.
even though the guys at the academy, they know you, but they're not going to know you like they know you after watching this, because again,
yes.
they get to spend some time with you after the session.
Yes.
During the session, you're either choking
We do
them,
this a lot on the phone.
Yeah, I was going to say, either choking you, you're choking them out, or you're telling someone how to choke them out.
Yes.
And then after the session, people are sweaty, you talk a little bit and then they go. So they don't really get an in-depth, like, who is Rafael kind of thing.
Yes.
So that's something that I really want to do. And what you said on the phone, and this is something that, makes me feel proud and honored to be a part of your academy, is that what people don't know is, like, we will call each other and have half an hour-long conversations. Nothing about jiu-jitsu,
Yes.
right?
Life.
On a regular basis.
Yeah, motivate
and I don't
each
think
other.
a lot of people kind of have that relationship with their professor or their coach kind of
Yes.
thing. So I really appreciate that we kind of do that kind of stuff when we call each other up and complain about things, and it's very special, and you don't get that a lot now. And I think
Lift
that's
each other up, is
exactly.
life, brother.
That's important as a
daily
leader
life.
and a mentor.
Yes, to be a coach, inside the mat and outside the mat. And I'm trying to develop that more, because if you see in the end, when you coach, you realize that is a gift. You help people change their life or live better, whatever, you motivate them, and you feel very good about that. And that make you feel you're doing something in your life. So it's important in the academy we do more, try to hang out more after the training and, connect more with people. And it's part of life, I think, make you feel better.
I think what people don't realize is that when you are a coach and when you are a teacher in any kind of field, whether it's education or whatever, you're living your life in service of others.
Yes.
And that's a very pure way to live your life, right? It's a very
It's a
selfless
gift.
way.
Yes. That's one of the reason, if you see back in the time, why the Jiu-Jitsu is so big here in the country. Because they have, Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed, they have that vision. They saw what the Jiu-Jitsu did in the family. And he say, okay, that's what I want for my country. And that's the reason you are here. It's very important for us Brazilians to understand why we are here. To do our part as a coach, to make people live better, have a better lifestyle, and use all what the martial arts help you in life, because the mat teach you, to deal with the struggles, to overcome that, so that it start to build you up, build your confidence, and then you're gonna use this in your life, and if you see everything around you get better.
100%.
Yeah. And you're doing your part now,
Yeah.
because you put us together, that's the beautiful part, as I say, the library, online library, because you're putting people together, you're doing your part to put people together and share that knowledge, share the experience that someone may dream to do, or don't have the motivation or have some fear to do. No, it's possible to do it.
100%. And sometimes I think of things, so sometimes my friend said to me, I have a friend and she's always been supporting of the podcast from the beginning. And she spoke to me the other day and she was like, why don't you celebrate? I said, celebrate what? She goes, in this time that you've done the podcast,
Yes.
you've had conversations with legends, with
Yes.
athletes,
Exactly.
with some of the biggest business people in the world. Your network has gone crazy, the
Crazy.
connections of people.
Yes.
And I never thought about it.
She's
I
right.
never,
She's right.
I never thought that before I started, if somebody told me you'd be friends with these people and you'd be talking, I'd be like, how? I don't understand. But it just didn't.
I think you should celebrate more these achievements, make you happier as well to keep moving forward. You know, it's not easy to, you know, but you need to find that motivation. And 100%. Look at the podcast today, brother. Look how many people come. Look, you know, or in the best place, Dubai, all that people come and connections.
Yeah, 100%.
That's another thing that I believe is a blessing. You know, in Jiu-Jitsu, always happen with this in life. Always I like to joke. Choose one place in the world. I have one friend there, or at least I know the friend that knows someone there. You know, that's beautiful.
Yeah,
the network is something very important.
100%. Tell me about. You can choose an age. I want to know Rafa in, let's say 3 stages. Young I'm gonna say Rafa, because I'm gonna bring on the Portuguese now. Young Rafa, who, let's say between the ages of 7 to 12. Who was that guy? What were your fears? what kind of child were you? What were your aspirations then?
A small kid from a small town in south of Brazil that start to see the world. You know, I born in 77, so I should be there in that age that you told, in the 85, 80 something like this. Start to see the change, start to see things, you know. And a dreamer that I know I'm gonna come out from this small city, but I didn't know how. And I start to learn surfing, and I meet some, you know, Brazil is big. People always come from south of Brazil, Florianópolis, Floripa, you know. My sister have a house there, and then I start to go there very young and meet people from São Paulo, Rio. And then I start to see this, the histories about go around, you know, Indonesia, this place, beautiful waves. And I thought surf maybe do that, you know. And end up that later on, not in that age that you told, but I like to say that I'm the generation from the 93 after Royce, you know, did what he did in UFC. And then 94, Marius Perry went to south of Brazil because he went to study, he's a pilot, and Walter Mato was there as well, and then started the academy, and then I started to train Jiu-Jitsu in 94.
In 94?
Yeah, but
what was your first session like? Because everybody at the academy, we know what our first session was like. What was yours like?
My first session, you know, the mat was not a mat, was this cover, you know, the trucks. They have this cover like this. I finished all burned. And was the cousin of Marius Perry Luciano that was there teaching. And then, you know, you go there because back in the time it's not like this. It's about fighting. You want to test what is this Jiu-Jitsu, you know. He beat me up, and years came up, and I told him I never forgot that day. He never trained. Oh, no, now it's time change, you know. But it was experience. And if you see, it's very important you have in life someone that you can look ahead, you can look up. And today in the world, we can see much more with information. I was from a small town in south of Brazil, so you don't see many athletes as you see in Rio de Janeiro, São Paulo, that you can look up. So I don't have these athletes to look up. So that's important. Jiu-Jitsu became that because, you know, becomes something that I found myself. I did judo when I was kid, and I always believe judo is the best for the kids 3-4 years old. But then Jiu-Jitsu, you know, and my friend that took me to the academy became my first sponsor, and he always supported me with Jiu-Jitsu, was is a fire gun company in Brazil, in the oldest, Rossi Armas, Bernardo. He's the one that took me to Jiu-Jitsu, you know, and became my sponsor, support me all the way in Jiu-Jitsu. But I'm never gonna forget that.
So how did you, there's a, when people start Jiu-Jitsu, a lot of people don't continue. They halfway through, a couple of sessions in, what was it in your head, apart from someone because it takes something in someone's head to be like, I either enjoy somebody trying to kill me for an hour every day, or I don't enjoy it, but I know it's beneficial, so I'm going to keep doing it. What was it that you found inside yourself that made you decide to continue doing it and not just be like, this shit's difficult, man, I'm not going to...
I think today is completely different. Back in the time is different when you are young. I start, let's say, with 16, 17 years old. And then, you know, that time was, you know, this thing from the UFC, you want to show. You didn't care much about you. You know, you want to be tough. You want to, and it's depending, each one have one experience. I found myself in Jiu-Jitsu, and then was like that group of know young guys, and then we have a Mario Sperry when he was on the top, you know. You see this guy monster training, discipline, you know. His father is from the army, he studied in the army, so he's a very disciplined guy, so he brought this to us. And then we have a Walter Matos, kind of the father. So that all came together. This is my experience, okay? Today you see much more in the academies, beginners class, you give a different experience for the person that never trains martial arts. So each one have your history in life, you know, depending how you come, tough background, more, you know, soft or something like this. That's why it's important today in the academies, you give time to a person. They say that 3 months is the crucial to the person, or you need to give time to that person, understand the game, you know, feel confident enough to say, now I want to spar. The biggest mistake is you put straight away the person on fire. And back in the time was like this, you know, on fire straight away. Okay, burn yourself, you stay, not okay, bye. Was the mentality, you know. Today is completely... I think it's more psychology, you know. You understand that the person requires that time to learn, you know, adapt yourself. Give 3 months to a person and say you start to spar the time you want. And you give him 1 month maximum, the person say, I want to do it. Because today there is specific ways that you can, you know, build up, make the person understand, feel confident, building maybe the physical part and make it easy to the person. But back in the time, you know, is straight away to the
test, right?
Is a test.
Sometimes they'd go harder on you just to let you know that this is a...
Yeah, I learned the way, you know, back in the time, as I said, we are all 17, 18, all this age, you know, you want to be, show that you're strong, and then you have a Mario, he smashes up, you know. Is the way you build confidence, you know, because why they say learn to be comfortable in uncomfortable situations? Because when you start to deal with these situations, you start to build yourself, your confidence, and you start, because it's all your mind, you know, your mind, your breathing, your heart. If you control this, you not panic. The problem when you panic, if you panic, you lose everything. You can tap with, we can tap with only by fear and stress. That's what happened. It's all the brain.
That's crazy. And in Brazil at that time, like being, like Brazil is different. It's different to Dubai and it's different to the UK. And you know, sometimes when I was in the UK, when I was growing up, my friends, and they'd be like, oh, the ghetto. And I'll be like, my friend, this is not ghetto, bro. Like, yeah, it's a bit rough here, but ghetto in Brazil is ghetto in Brazil. Ghetto in South America is a different kind of ghetto than...
Even you see today is completely different than this time. When you are young, in the end of the 80s with the 90s, brother, you know, we have this thing from this area with another area. We go, we fight like this when you kids. This maximum you heard sometimes someone come with a, you know, a knife, but never happen. Today you cannot do that. You know, people come with guns, they kill each other. So it's all about different times. You know. Even in Brazil happened this, you know, completely what was in the 90s, what is now is completely different. It's completely different.
Being here now with your children, could you raise them in Brazil now, knowing what you know?
No.
It's strange, right?
It's completely
like
strange.
When I was growing up in the UK, even I got myself into some stupid situations and I knew some rough people and I knew the rough areas. And I knew how to handle myself in every situation. If they grew up in the UK now it's different. Like,
It's
I
different
can't imagine
times.
it.
It's different times.
But even now, like once you see Dubai and what Dubai has to offer and the safety and the beautiful life they can have, I just can't imagine them be putting them through that situation
Right now,
even though they could survive there. Like they will be just like we adapted. Everyone adapts to their country and they find their way. But I just wouldn't want them to. It's strange.
Right now, we live in the best place in the world.
100%.
And the last security, the city, they looking always constantly to get better and better and better. Why become so busy? Because everyone start to see that. Look at this third gender. I don't know what they are doing this with the kids.
Have any of that shit here,
this crazy. No, we don't have
identifying
here.
As a cat.
Look at this. If you have a money in a place in Europe or America or Brazil, any place like this, why you not coming here to live here in a safe country? Doesn't have all these things. So it's a better place to raise your kids, you raise your family, you feel safe. So I'm 100%, I'm never. There is one thing that I heard about one thing one time speaking with Rickson Gracie. And he's speaking, we see these things that he have now with the Parkinson, this. And then he was in the phone. I was treating him for 2 months with the frequency machine, the X-scope, And I have the opportunity to stay 3 weeks treating him. And, feel that energy, the samurai that he really have that energy, And then he was on the phone, speak with his daughter. Even my hair put like this. He say, "Yeah, I think Dad is moving to Florida. And I believe there I will lay my bones down."
Wow,
And that I look and I say, I was very calm to say. And that stay in my mind. And I believe so. Dubai is a place that I want to lay down my bones.
100%, me too.
Yeah, I want to lay down. I want to lay down my bones. And I say to a friend of mine another day, I'm happy to be here,
Okay, so let's talk about the situation that brought you to Dubai in the first place. Or to the Emirates?
Dubai is funny, because I'm a student from Mario Perry and then Brazilian top team. Mario Perry was the one that was sending the coach in the during 2003, 4, 5, and to Abu Dhabi. And then was kind of staying 3 months. Then they are changing. No one wants to live in Abu Dhabi. And then Carlos Santos was the one that came in 2003. He left 2003, and then he wants to stay more in Abu Dhabi. Was the same time I was leaving from Brazil to Europe. And we trained together in Brazilian top team, so we have a good friendship. So he was here and I was in Europe, and we always catching up in the Europeans in Portugal. So 2004, 5, 6, 7. And you always saying, the sport's going to grow there. The sport was always in touch. So 2008, I came to fight, to compete on the Asian Cup, the first Asian Cup that you organized in Abu Dhabi. And then there was already, the 12 coaches came already at that time. 2008, I came to compete. Was the time that I came to Dubai. All is only Rio in Black Belt Center. I came there, I teach a class there one evening. Then, when finished the competition, Carlos Santos say, "Look, we're going to organize the first World Professional Jiu-Jitsu Cup. You want to do the trial in Barcelona?" I say, "Let's go." So I went back to Barcelona, I spoke with the government, got the support. We did the first, that's something that is make me proud, and we did the first European trial for the first World Professional Jiu-Jitsu Cup, was March 2009. April 2009, I came to help to organize the first World Professional Jiu-Jitsu Cup. That's why sometimes I look, wow, 16th edition, and I have been part from each one from the beginning. I was like this man from Sheikh Mohammed when he came and he said, "Jiu-Jitsu changed my son. If changed my son, changed my country." That a video that is in YouTube. From that moment was 12 coaches become 64. Wow. So I went back to Barcelona. I organized the academy there. I let my student Davi, that this year I went back to celebrate the 20 years of the Barcelona Jiu-Jitsu. You know, was Brazilian top team, became Haubert team, and now is Barcelona Jiu-Jitsu. So I went back. We did the trial, the first European trial, first World Professional Jiu-Jitsu Cup. I went back, organized. 5th of August 2009, I was here in Abu Dhabi, working Abu Dhabi Education Council.
Wow.
3 months after there, I started to teach Sheikh Tariq, and then I got the invitation to come and open the first Jiu-Jitsu Academy in Dubai, specialized, because Rio was the first one already, but the first Brazilian to come to live in Dubai and open academy was myself. A blessing.
Yeah.
Never was in my plans, you know. Remember when we speak about
we're
God
talking
and
about,
this thing? So that's why I ended up in Dubai.
Wow.
So end of 2009, I was already in Dubai, opening the Emirates Jiu-Jitsu Center. That was before Team Nogueira Dubai.
Before Team Nogueira.
Yeah, that's how I ended up here.
It's crazy how things just happen like that, right? It's like, I mentioned to my wife the other day, and you know when people say, you know, what would you change in your life and stuff? I wouldn't change anything. Like even down to the step, every step my foot placed on the floor had a meaning.
Yes.
If I stepped left instead of right, I wouldn't have my wife and my kids. And
Yes.
like if I stayed longer on the bus than I didn't get off that stuff.
That's something
right?
that always in my mind, because I always think, you know, you have your plans, but God have another plans, and sometimes you
Man plans, God laughs.
you know, and change things.
Yeah.
You see that when you ask me, this kid from 7 to 12 was a dreamer, that he knew he always gonna leave from his small town, but to where? I never thought I'm gonna be here.
Feeling, bro.
I never been thinking that I'm gonna be now 15 to 16 years work with the royal family. I say, wow, how? You know.
But what is it about the Emirates that made you stay? Because many people came and didn't stay, right? What is it to you that made you think, you know what, I want to stay here and I want to?
I think it's the vision. You know, I embrace that vision to develop the sport and make it a young country. You know, I embrace that. I say, wow, here is the place. You know, they invest, they support you. Things happen. So I embrace that thing. I say, okay, how I can give the best of myself to make them live better, learn Jiu-Jitsu. You know, and I just felt in love with the place, and you know, here we are, and speaking
and
about
here we are
now. You know, is something things that sometimes you can really explain.
Yeah,
is a passion. I believe first you need to love the place where you are. You need to be happy with what you are doing. You know, because life is short.
Yeah,
and you need to be happy. And I believe that's what make me to be here today and think about to lay my bones
100%.
after many years.
But again, like we were saying, if you didn't pick up a surfboard, none of this would have happened.
Yes. Yeah,
it's just these little things that one day you decided you wanted to go surfing.
And now, and that is always grateful also what the family Gracie did, you know, what they did with the sport, and Royce in the time that he did what he did, you know, to fight all these guys, you know, overcome all the fears they're presenting the family. That I think was something very special. You know, later they went to US. They opened many opportunities to us. Actually, was Royce that introduced me his father, because I was in Barcelona, living in Barcelona. He have a house there in the beach in Barcelona. And he was there, and my student was taking care about his house. You see how his life.
Oh, wow.
And then he say, Royce is here, Helio is here. Then I went to meet Helio Gracie, you know, just before he passed away. Was with 95. Wow. And he was training with the grandson in the mat. He came, he choked me like this, you know, is beautiful.
That's crazy that you actually got to have some rolling action with Helio Gracie.
Yeah, it was amazing, bro. It was an amazing experience.
That's kind of like saying I kicked the ball around with Pele or with Maradona, right? It's like that.
It's beautiful, these things when happen in life, you know. It's the same thing. When I thought that I'm gonna be in Dubai, I'm gonna organize the first European trial for the first World Professional Jiu-Jitsu Cup. Today is the biggest sport in the country, right? When I went to Europe, look at this. First I was in Germany, in Hamburg.
This time you mean?
2004, beginning of 2004. And then I met a guy from Capoeira.
Yeah.
And this guy was supporting me a lot. And that time, Capoeira and Jiu-Jitsu a little bit far, you know, that these things. But the guy was so nice with me, Marcelo, and he was supporting me a lot.
From which group?
He's from Marcelo Cândido. I don't know which group he is. He lived there in Hamburg all these years. And then one time he told me, hey, this weekend I'm not going to be here. I say, where are you going? I'm going to France. I say, yeah, really? What are you doing there? Oh, we're doing very well with Capoeira, camp. I say, well, what is this camp? No, we do a camp in the weekend. You know, we do the Capoeira, barbecue, people came, all stay there, and they all come and pay for that. I say, wow, really? This is interesting. I moved to Barcelona same year. I met a guy, friend of mine, that become my partner there, Jordi. May he rest in peace. Jordi Fiter, he passed away 2 years ago. And he have a beautiful, a small farm outside Barcelona. When I went there, he said, oh, this for do campings for the kids.
Oh, wow.
It's cool. I say, wow, Jordi, you know, I saw this about Capoeira. I think we should do this camp. It was the first Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu camp in Europe with Nogueira, Big Nog, and Mario Sperry. And back in time, there is no social media. There was one blog. We need to create a website. And in the blog, they are saying, I don't believe Nogueira, Mario Sperry, they will come to Barcelona. And I say, and there was the first camp, Jiu-Jitsu camp. And you see how many camps today they have it in Europe, all over the world.
That's crazy. It's funny you mentioned Capoeira. I wanted to bring, you know, I'm a Capoeirista, right?
Really?
5 years I was doing Capoeira.
Capoeira is amazing. I did Capoeira one as a kid.
My group was a Colombian group, Capoeira Abolisao. So funny, when you do something and you just get into it and you don't stop. I remember one day we were walking with the abada, no t-shirt and our belts. We're carrying the birimbau in the street in Kensington.
I know, you need to put on birimbau here, bro.
I know all the songs, bro, and everything. So we're sitting there, we're walking with it, me and my friend, and then the police come. And we're like, what's going on? They were like, just stay there. And we're like, what's going on? They said, we got calls of 2 guys carrying bow, you know, the bow and arrow. Yeah. They thought the bow was a bow. We were like, bro. And then we were like, the thing. We were like, this is just a...
Where was it?
This was like 10 years ago.
Where?
In High Street, Kensington, in London. Next to Hyde Park. And we were like thinking...
Yeah, when I arrived there in Europe, 2000.
But this is what I wanted to
was the big thing.
Capoeira is very cultish. It's a big cult.
Yeah. And
you get this in Jiu-Jitsu a lot too. Don't train with another group. Like if you know in Capoeira they do rodas, right?
Yeah, but
so for those who don't know, a roda is when a bunch of people come together in the street. They have the instruments, the atabaki and the pandera and the birimbau and they're playing, and then people come, they fight in the middle and they go. The next person comes in and fights. If our professor found out that we went to another roda outside, bro, the arguments we would have, bro, about it. We wouldn't stop hearing about it for 2-3 weeks, bro.
Yeah, but this is things that was back in the time that things change today. And if a coach today, he keep this mentality, he may lose his student.
But some people are still like this in Jiu-Jitsu. Because the roda is considered the same as an open mat, right?
My time, you cannot go to another academy. They call Creonte, Carson Gracie started this, the Creonte. So your friends, no one speak with you, or they will beat you to death, you know, because you went to visit another academy. The MMA brought these things to mix a little bit because, you know, we need to train Muay Thai and then start to mix, and things change today. So you need to be open-minded.
It's difficult, but not a lot of people are like this, you know. And I get it. I understand, like to some level. So open mat, you don't want your students going to another open mat because one, if they go and get choked out by everyone, and they're going to be like, these guys train there and they're shit. So that's one thing. Two, you don't know the intentions of the other guys. They might go and get injured there by someone trying to prove a point. So I understand that point. But I think when in life, whenever you say, don't do that, people want to do it, right?
Yeah, especially the humans, they always like to go to the limit.
Exactly, to push the limit. So I noticed with you, like you were very kind of like, yeah, go do what you want, bro, kind of thing.
And I believe in my work, I do my work. If you're not happy there, what I will do it. If you come, speak with me, tell me the truth, why you're not happy with something. But I cannot hold you. I'm there to give the best, support you. But
why do you think that it is like that with so many jiu-jitsu schools that they're like, you don't train
look
with
at
anyone
this.
else, you don't
The
go to anyone
world
else,
constantly change. You need to adapt yourself. It's not the same as 20 years ago, 40 years ago, 60. If you not adapt yourself, you constantly need to adapt yourself. The jiu-jitsu that I learned 30 years ago, 10 years changed, so you need to constantly adapt yourself, and you need to understand things, I'm seeing that people today is much more emotional, more sensitive. You cannot say anything because people get hurt or something. Sometimes the kids come to academy, they need to understand they come to academy, to a martial art academy. Martial art is about discipline, respect, and there is a leadership. One time I heard something that's very important. If you're not happy in any place in the martial arts or football or anything, there is a leader. If you cannot listen to the voice of the leader, that is not your place. So focus who is there, who is happy, give the best as you can to them, and you cannot keep the old mentality. I think that coach that is still have this mentality, he will not succeed much further ahead.
What, in your opinion, again, we're going to split this up, white belts, purple belts, black belts, what makes a good jiu-jitsu?
That's as anything in life, practice is the mother of learning. Practice. The hours there to expand the mat, how much you put yourself there, listen to the coach. You can see today, back in time, I said, to see a black belt was something very rare. And today you have so much information, so you come to the academy. But again, repetition is the mother of learning. In anything you do it. In anything you do it, my brother.
Yeah, so interesting.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Understand about the human body. I try to always explain about, understand how your body moves. Understand the technique that you can control that body. And then practice that. Be sure that you understand that. And then you start to train your mind, the heart, and the breathing. Well, and then it's going to become martial arts, because then you're going to overcome fear. You're going to start to get more confident, But I think that's the secret.
Yeah, but there's...
and of course, a good coach and a good program that's make you easy for you to understand the journey. It's a path, no?
Do you know what
Why they say
loved?
Yeah.
Do you know the one thing? Forget you being there. Forget the beauty of the mats. Forget the other people that were there. You know the one thing about your academy that made me go, this is the best place in the world?
Yeah.
In the world.
Yeah.
No forward rolls.
No what?
No forward rolls before class. No backward rolls before class, bro.
Yeah.
It was like, bro.
There's this thing that you need to adapt yourself. Imagine myself, I come from that time that you don't do my class, we don't start the class without all do this, all the jumping jacks, all this. The circuit training that they say today, I don't start a class before 100 jumping jacks, burps, 1,000 sit-ups, I don't know what, one technique, and then you train.
From one end to the other.
So I passed through that, and the reset, the bends, because it's important. The tool that take you from in life, from the beginning to the end, is your body, and sport is the most important thing. So you need to take care as much as you can. Through experience, I study physiotherapy because of that, because of the passion of the sport. I want to know how to take care about myself. The reset, the bands, I developed to that, and to avoid injuries and to have a good warm up. The nerve system is something that we can speak only about that, and even though people didn't get much, so you cannot force people today. They like to come warm up with the technique like this. Okay, you adapt yourself. You only adapt yourself. I cannot be the same as what I was 10 or 20 years ago.
But when you're adapting yourself, how do you... what's the word? How do you just not care about what other people say? Because surely there's people there who go, this guy is not breaking the rules, the traditions, but we all do this before class. Why this guy is now changing everything?
You need to understand something. You need to understand how the body works. I need to warm up you. You know, is the breakdown of the class. And there is many things in life that may need to be rewriting. Maybe many books of medicines that need to be rewriting.
Science changes every 5 years.
Yeah, there is many things that, you know, are rewriting. Why I need to be following this because this guy say this? No, I study physiotherapy. I know how to do it. So if I take care about my student, he's learning Jiu-Jitsu in a proper way, warm him up, not getting injury, I'm taking care about that. And sometimes who is this person that's speaking about also? No?
In Jiu-Jitsu, there's a lot of politics. A lot of politics, right? A lot of built relationships, a lot of friendships made, a lot of friendships lost. How did you deal with that in your career? Because I know you've raised people up, people have taken advantage. We're not going to drop any names for anyone because we're not here for that. But I mean, there's been times where people did wrong by you.
I believe when you understand, forget about Jiu-Jitsu, understand the human behavior. Everyone have the same dream, but to reach on the dream, depending by your values, your moral values, you know. So it will happen. Always in history of the human history happened happening inside of our families, and, you know, family with others. So keep moving forward. As long as it's not you that harm someone, thank God. You know, you are the one that help if you got harm. Life will bring you, you know, the good things. So keep moving forward. It's, of course, when you get attached with someone who helped someone, you get harm. But life, you cannot stop there, you know, wish the best. You know, life experience, and always going to be in our life like this, in businesses like this, everything that involve money and greed, you know, especially in a place as Dubai. You know, anyone that see you in a better position, as you mentioned, that you don't know how hard this person reached, you know, work to reach there. And the person want to be in your position, overcome you, and it's happen, brother. If you see Jiu-Jitsu can be this martial arts, there is these things about ego, you know, I'm the guy, or this, or you beat you up on this, all these things. Human behavior. You understand human behavior, keep moving forward. As long as you are not the person that doing bad.
It's the psychology, right?
Psychology.
You have to understand the human psychology to kind of get by. And I think once you delve more and you deal more about, and you understand more about the human psychology, it affects you less when people do things because you understand more to a extent, kind of thing. The more knowledge you have on, well, this person did it because of this, or because he's in that place, or because mentally he's in this place, right?
Yeah,
so it helps you to accept their decisions, even though it's not the right decisions, but it helps.
Yeah, you get hurt, brother. What you do, keep moving forward, keep it doing good, and, you know, looking forward.
100%.
100%.
I think it's important as well to have faith.
I believe, you know, I learn myself here in this country. I learn more, you know, God first, family, and your work. And I believe, you know, life here is too short for all. Doesn't end here. There is, you know, something else, heaven, eternity, you know, and you need to have this faith, brother. I can tell you myself everything I did and where I am and what I'm doing, and I'm fighting now to open, you know, that I opened the new academy to build up and everything from God, and, you know, it's all the glories to God.
And I think you can tell and you feel more comfortable around people. They don't have to have the same faith as you, But if you see someone strong in their face, there's a certain level of trust that you can feel comfortable with them.
Yeah.
Someone practicing, not just anyone that, you know, says that, but when you can feel it from them. Like, you know, we've had conversations for hours on the phone. A whole hour just talking about faith.
Yeah.
Coming from two different religions.
Yeah, exactly.
But having the same ideas, the same...
And we're brothers.
Yeah, right? And we're talking about the same thing.
Yeah.
And not one time are we mentioning religion, specifically
Yeah,
the religion.
yeah,
but
exactly.
the teachings, we're talking about the same
Because
thing. The
it's
same
one
morals,
God,
the same,
brother. It's the same
thing.
rules.
And it's just like, you know, you feel more comfortable with someone like that, right?
Is the strange brother, is the one that keep you know, protecting you, guiding you, and moving you forward. And, you know.
Because people who don't have faith... Now, I'm not saying everyone's like this, but there's nothing more dangerous than a man that doesn't have faith.
But then that comes to the things that you see. Everyone's, that is the dreams, what you want when you get older, you have, you know, your place where to live, you want to have some savings, you know, to be comfortable, your kids, you know, you want to live this.
If you get there.
Yeah, if you get there, but these are the dreams.
Yeah.
And you know by your values, by your faith, what requires to be there. And you know if you don't reach in your dreams, God is always going to provide you. But the person doesn't have a faith. He doesn't care.
Yeah.
See, if he needs to you know, damage you or do something, he wants to reach there on that goal, doesn't matter how. And that's, you know, comes to this point that people harm each other or betray each other.
It's really crazy. I mean, we were talking about this the other day when I was telling you, you know, we have ups and downs in life. Sometimes financials are great, sometimes financials is wrong. But it's really strange how God finds a way.
Always you're going to provide.
Like
that's why.
Not God finds a way, He provides the way. Like I remember sometimes.
That's why it's important to be with Him.
Yeah, exactly.
And there is rules to be with Him, right?
Like even though sometimes He puts you in situations, He makes you work for it, like till the last second. But then something just happens out of nowhere and the money's there.
Yeah.
You know?
That's, you see the beauty, you know.
And it's really crazy. And you know, you saying that life is short and stuff like that. It's only now, I mean, I realize it all the time. And I think about death every day in a positive way, not in a negative way. But only this last month I realized how short life is because my son's around.
Yeah, you see how big they are,
23, bro.
Tell me I have 2 meters.
Yeah, and he's the same, bro.
Yeah.
Much taller than me. He has more facial hair than me. And I was looking at him the other day and I was like, I slept and woke up. And you went from that to that. I literally...
That is something that is very important, is a good message to the fathers. And I have this experience in the time that when I left the Tinogueira and I want straight away opened another academy, you know, to do something for me to live in. And somehow God delayed things, and it was the most important time for my son, because back in the time I was working 24 hours and my son was having some troubles. And you know, when you think that you buy your son giving things, no, he wants the love, you know, and that's very important. And it's something that we need to pay attention, because later we cannot bring this back.
The time is the only thing we can do.
Yeah, time. You cannot bring the damage that you get later. They get older, you know, this connection is missed. And that's, I see some fathers suffer with that.
100%.
So I think
all they want is our time.
Yeah, you need to be careful with that.
Yeah. Again, when you said, you know, sometimes God delays things for you. I remember, you know, we've been talking about my
Is that training?
Yeah.
Training never ends.
We were talking about my new studio and all that stuff. I had somebody who wanted to invest, really wanted to invest a lot of money. And it didn't go through.
I was not the person to.
The guy went to jail for fraud.
You see, before you tell me, it was not the person.
After we were supposed to do it.
You see, was not the person.
And even though I was chasing it, I agreed, I accepted the investment. Couple of things would go wrong. Oh no, I have to go and travel to the, you know, to this country for a while. I'll be back in a week. Come in a week. Oh, I'm waiting for a transfer to come. He was gonna put the money, but it was delayed and delayed and delayed and delayed till the point that I was like, this guy's not serious. Then I find out
it was not the person.
imagine, you know, I got
How
caught
many
up in that
times I
money,
saw
and
this.
that money saw it was going into my account, and then like sometimes these opportunities, you know, we always wonder, oh, why is it not working? Why is it not
Yes.
happening? There's a plan.
It's funny because we have the faith, but we never stop and ask God, is really this what you want for
Yeah.
me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy. Let's talk about the kids and the incredible job that's happening with them right now, because you know, all I see is gold.
Yes, it's beautiful. You know, we have a
The
Edmund there.
competitions.
Edmund started Jiu-Jitsu as my student, and his brother doing a beautiful work as well, Mandiv. And his passion, you know, to the kids. He's bringing me back this passion. That is something that is in my heart too, that is nice to see. The first Jiu-Jitsu kids class in Dubai, I had the honor to start.
Wow.
So this I gonna care. I have these pictures. And 2010, end of 2010 to 11. So the first Jiu-Jitsu kids class in Dubai, and see how many I have today. The first kid to win the World Professional Jiu-Jitsu Cup as well was my student. So that's something that makes me really proud, and I carry this in my heart, special living here in Dubai, right? And then I have a Edmund there. He loved
Edmund's
the work.
amazing. I love that guy.
Edmund was
Honestly.
engineer. He
Yeah.
left the engineering to be a coach.
Yeah.
And he loves this. He's a nerd. He's all constantly studying.
He
You
has
know,
such
he
a good
loves
heart,
this and a good heart.
Yeah.
And he's doing a beautiful work. And we're gonna work more there towards the kids, the future. You know, that is the future, the kids. And we saw you have many goals. You know, the small kids, the youth. So that's something that really motivates.
There's a couple of killers
inspiring.
growing in Renzo Gracie right now.
It's beautiful.
And they're going very confident, bro.
Yes. You see the change.
Yeah.
You know, you have a Jibber there as well,
yeah.
the funny kid, the way he come and start today, you know. And
I think that's good as well. It's just the environment, the camaraderie of just having people together in the class. Like even our WhatsApp groups.
It's the leadership, you know,
Yeah.
is a passion. You need to believe what you're doing, and you need to be an example for them. To them, always I tell them, you guys are living the best time of your life right now. Or what are the obligations? You need to go to school and come training. You don't have any bill to pay. You don't need to worry about school, food, car, or anything else.
Yeah,
so
100%.
don't complain about time. No, I don't accept that, because you are living the best time of your life and you'll not be able to go back after. So enjoy this time right now. Prepare yourself. If you're gonna follow the career of Jiu-Jitsu, be a champion, something that we never know. But this is going to be a big foundation for you in life when you guys grow. You become a father, you know, build a family. So that's what the beauty of Jiu-Jitsu. That's what I'm sure is the vision of the country.
What this country has done with Jiu-Jitsu, what the Emirates has done with Jiu-Jitsu.
That's beautiful. The Renzo Gracie, another thing that is in my heart to look at this. The first Jiu-Jitsu black belt is Sheikh Tahanun bin Zayed, right? Who gave the black belt for him, Renzo. And then I have the opportunity to open the Renzo. I was here when Renzo came.
When he did the episode,
He's so special.
Yeah, he's
special.
We
legend.
call him Jiu-Jitsu's favorite uncle. You know, in every family, like your parents are strict, you love your parents, but your uncle is the one that gives you the sweets under the table and he takes you out
He's
later
like that.
than you should. Like he's like in everywhere we see him. Whenever I'm at the events, the UFC, everybody, their face lights up when he's around. I think because he has the two strongest bloodlines in the world. He has the Brazilian blood and the Lebanese blood. You mix them together.
Exactly, bro.
You know, you get the
He's just amazing, the person he is. He was here 2 weeks ago when we gave the black belt, the purple belt to His Highness Sheikh Rashid bin Hamdan, no?
Yeah.
And
another one with His Highnesses that you judge your training.
That's another blessing of my life, you know, and after many things that happened in my life, I believe this is the biggest blessing.
Yeah.
Sheikh Rashid and Sheikh Maktoum is.
It's crazy when you spend time with them and you see just how they are, their characters as well. Because, you know, from the outside, you'll think they're very, like, you know, because in this culture, whenever, you know, we go to these kind of events where there are people, it's very straight and very...
It's the protocol,
you know, the protocol and all that. but they're hilarious, dude.
Yeah.
And the love for jiu-jitsu they have is
The
amazing.
love of the sport, they understand. Coach Javier, that he came here as well.
Yeah.
I saw Coach Javier many times sitting with Sheikh Rashid. They say, what do you think about this fight? And he give the breakdown. He understand not only jiu-jitsu, but he understand the MMA. He understand and coach
everything,
looks,
the information. Yeah.
I'm learning with him. You know, sometimes you ask, I say, Sheikh Rashid, go slowly, please. Show me the guy. Show me the name.
Yeah. Even when I took Baz Rutten to the palace.
Yeah.
After when we were going back, Baz was telling me, this guy knew so much about my career and so much about that stuff. He was like, it's incredible his knowledge on MMA. And not new MMA, old school MMA, pancreas.
And he say, oh, look what this guy told. Another day he came and showed the Brazilian. I say, wow, I didn't see that. You know what I mean? And it's his passion. We train every day, and then he put some cameras, then he watch the training.
Wow.
And then he go study, and another day he come with something.
He remembers what
today,
you did to him.
Today before I came, we were training. He just showed me a position. I say, show me again. I'm gonna teach that.
Wow.
So it's amazing.
Again, just the journey, how you never know where it takes you. You never know which people, come into your path and for what reason. God puts everyone in the right. If you earn it, do you know what I mean? Again, people don't realize. They're like, oh yeah, he has this academy and he's training His Highness, and it's like, he didn't just do it by chance.
No, bro.
That's 25, 30 years of
30
jiu-jitsu.
years of jiu-jitsu now, 2004, 30 years. Now in the country here is going to be 16 years.
People don't see the blood, sweat and tears that gets into it. And everybody wants to just be on the top straight away, right?
And I work hard, brother. That I can tell you.
Yeah. What is the beef between gi and no gi?
I believe both are the same. Change the grips to understand where you're going to control the body. The gi, there is more tools. I believe is much easier if you learn in the gi, because you're going to understand more about the balance. It's going to help you with the tools of the grips. These things are, no gi. This is all how can I say, marketing or the things the way it is. The no gi, of course, grows so much, but all these guys that training no gi, they all train gi. Beautiful. They all compete with gi. They are black belts or all this. They all compete with gi because the things shift, and then everyone is going like this. And people today in social media, they got a little bit confused.
Yeah, because everybody keeps sending me memes making fun of no gi.
Yeah.
The amount of times that I get stuff from that. Yeah?
So, and you see there sometimes there is a tournament. Most of the times the gi that training with gi, they overcome the guys with no gi. 1 or 2 times the guy no gi. So this is a misconcept. Train both.
Yeah, but I think it's one of those things where if you put a gi guy, black belt, against a no gi black belt, right? If they're wearing gis, the gi is going to win. And if they're not wearing gis, the no gi is going to
depending the rules. If the rules, you need to be careful a little bit, because the guy with the gi, you need to understand the 2 concepts. Again, you have tools that you can use with gi that do not exist in no gi, and is how you control the human body and the techniques. So this guy, if you only train gi and you're gonna fight one no gi, maybe he can lose, high level. Because the guy with the no gi is more adapting himself with the grips. And the guy with the gi, he can be a little bit lost because he would looking for some grips that do not exist. Okay, but the sport is both, and one build each other up. If you learn how to escape from a position with the gi, with the no gi is much more easier. So I think it's the misconcept. The sport is losing,
But also, what about competitions? Because obviously, I mean, for me, I find, maybe it's because I don't do gi, but I find no gi competitions more fun to watch. I mean, in real life.
Yes.
When you're there.
Yes.
Gis
there is less grip,
boring.
is low down a little bit, yes.
Like ADXC and these kind of things. Like
it's more entertaining to see.
Do you think the future of competitions is more no gi than gi? Or you think there'll always be?
For me, I will be okay if both raise up. I will be happy as long as the sport raising up and more people can live from the sport. Why not? I like to train gi, no gi. If you ask me more what you like more, I like gi. But, the His Highness Sheikh Rashid only train no gi.
Yeah. Chose the dark side.
Only no gi.
Yeah, I love it. So what's the plans for Renzo now, Renzo Gracie Academy?
Only God knows.
Only God knows, right?
Let's keep the plans for us. We speak on the phone later.
Yeah, right. Another hour when we do the other podcast over there.
No,
Right?
that is of course, always, I like to develop the sport. Back in the time I create the event that till today have the future champions, where, for the amateurs, you need always to look competitions and look to develop the sport. I want to develop the sport. I want to be the best academy in Dubai. I want to be. I have this. You need to have these dreams. You need to have these goals. Of course, I know I want to open another brands. We speak in this with Renzo. That's the dream. That's what keep me moving forward. For sure, I have dreams and I have goals. I think everything that is good take time, but my goals is, of course, to have a Renzo Grace in every corner.
Every corner. Yeah. Wherever there's a metro station, there's
Yeah,
Renzo Gracie.
you're gonna have a Renzo
Academy
Grace.
there.
That's my dreams, my goal. I'm gonna work for that. God knows.
Yeah.
But
now, are you thinking of doing Abu Dhabi too, or just Dubai?
I believe that myself gonna be. Renzo is there. Renzo is living in Abu Dhabi, between Abu Dhabi and New York. I think if someone do in Abu Dhabi, I never know also, but Renzo can take care of this part of, I would like really to stay here in Dubai taking care about this part. That is enough work if we open another academies.
How do you feel about your son and Jiu-Jitsu? Is it something, if he said to you, I'm not interested in Jiu-Jitsu, how would that make you feel?
My son, I have one thing. First thing, stay close to God, to his family, and do sport. Stay out from drugs and alcohol. I think he's okay to life. He needs to go through what life's prepared to him. If he's okay with that, I will support him always. Tariq, he have 2 meters. He's 14 years old. I put him in a basketball. Then he say, look, I know you want me to put in basketball because I'm tall of this, but fighting is in my heart. So now he's back in Jiu-Jitsu, training Jiu-Jitsu. He wants to be a mixed martial art. And I will support my son on that. Now we'll build in his body because he's big. This, I think, is a perfect age. And I will support him to that. He's going to go to homeschooling to have a more time now to be able to train. But that's, he ends up going to the martial art, and I will support him.
But I think this is a difficult thing, because if you're going to support 100%, you will lose a bit of your relationship, because you have to become a different person. If he wants to be the best, right? So it's a hard decision, because you look at Khabib and you look at these people, the youth, they were not close to their parents because of the intenseness. The relationship was so intense. Maybe after they're champion, they understand everything you did for them. But I was saying this when I was having this conversation with a friend of mine. I was like, I don't think if my kid wanted to be a UFC fighter or a footballer or whatever, and I explained to him, listen, if you want to be the best, you're going to hate me for the next 10 years. I'm talking about elite level, because you cannot be the same dad. You cannot be, you have to be a different person.
I believe that is important behind as well of that is the mother side. We be all together in the same page. And is the conversation that you need to be. Always I try to explain to him, if you want to be someone, you need look this, high athletes or coach or things like this. So I think it's a better communication. Sometimes we want to be too tough without communication, and we put the kid aside. I think it's the information that you start to feed him and be very realistic with him. I'm telling you, look this, I will support you. It's in your hands. I cannot do for you. If you don't put the hard work, it's not going to happen.
But you still
and
have
you're
to,
just going to be a dreamer.
Yeah, but if you're support, you still have to argue with him when he's like, today I don't feel like going. and you say, no, you go now. You have to go
Yes,
now.
you have to
and
go.
I have to train.
Well.
I'm feeling sick. No, there's no time for being sick. What are you eating? Slap a pizza out of his hand.
Yeah.
Like, you have to, at some level, if you want to give your all, you're going to have to be,
you have
you
to
know?
be. You have to be.
So it's like, it's a hard decision to make, right? On your point.
To be a father is not easy.
You know, yeah. Do I lose 5 years of our relationship to make him the best, 10 years? Or do I
But you may be grateful for everything you did, you know. Not you don't need to lose the relation.
Yeah.
You need to be tough, and he needs to understand that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you need to study and be someone, you know.
Yeah.
He needs to.
Otherwise, get a real job, and nobody wants that, right?
Yeah, you know, be someone.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a difficult one. I don't
Be
know.
a father is not easy.
Being a father in general is not easy,
not
let
easy.
alone being a father of an athlete.
Yeah.
But I think being out here, alhamdulillah, makes being a father easier for us
Yeah.
in this country, because at least there's certain precautions put in place where we can kind of have peace of mind when they're out by themselves.
The
and stuff,
example,
you know?
take time, give time to your son, and support him and show him the way. Look, I have my father. He never imagined that I would be here today. It's different times. We don't have the time. The father was working so much. Today people complain, my father. I love my father. My father, he passed away when I was 22. But, not that he showed me or take me for this place. I learn alone. And this is in your heart. You need to have this as well. Show them the way, and they need to fight for that.
I remember you telling me how important Jujitsu was when your father passed away for you.
That's why everything,
Tell me a bit more about that. How?
Yes. Was the best time of my life, 22, living. I was studying, getting sponsorships, living from Jiu-Jitsu. Imagine this in 2000. And then sadly, my father have a heart attack. I fought the Worlds. I got a 3rd place in the Worlds. I have a very nice fight with Damian Maia. Till today we speak about this when we catch up. Fabio Gurgel say he's gonna, submit in 15 seconds. He was doing a very good triangle. Mario Space say no. And he gonna pass, because I was passing guard very good, and they bet $100. So I passed his guard like in 20 seconds. And then he stand up. I put him down. I was winning 5-0, but I explode so much. And in the purple belt, you don't have the experience. We stand up. He put me down. Then he passed my guard. It was 5-5. We stand up again in the end. Boom, 1 takedown. He won 7-5.
Oh, wow.
He went to the final. He won the Worlds. I got 3rd place. And then I was in Rio when the Worlds was there. And when I come back, I met my father on Thursday. Then we speak about, and then on Sunday, Father's Day, he passed away. In my arms, heart attack.
On Father's Day?
Yeah.
Wow.
And my son born 10 years on the same day. Can you imagine
wow.
that? He born premature.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's life. You cannot, things that you need to be ready. And I believe I was blessed enough to have the Jiu-Jitsu. The spirit was strong. The body was strong, So to support all that, and then have many issues on the family. We lost many things that we have, we restart the life from zero. And you see that change, people, when you're a little bit high and
everyone's
then down,
around, and then they will disappear, huh?
But I've been blessed. I cannot complain. He's looking
Strange
somehow
how people
from
disappear
heaven.
when things aren't going well, huh?
Yeah, wow.
In England, we call them fair weather friends. When the weather is nice,
That's normal.
they're
brother.
around. The second any adversity comes in, but it's strange. It's like, don't you have any shame?
Human behaviors, brother. Don't stuck too much. Always go to the
I know,
human.
I know, yeah.
Hurts us, but keep moving. It's
Yeah.
always a lesson.
Yeah. Who would you say, out of everyone that you've rolled with, has been the most difficult role for you?
Brother, that
You
all
just
my
got
life.
100 roles in your head.
All
going
my
on.
life, since I was, athlete and, competing this,
But who is that one guy that every time you were just about to roll, you're like, oh, bloody
brother,
hell, man, this guy again.
Look at this. Only these years now here in the Dubai, we brought the best guys in the world, the seminars, everything that we brought. fight with these young guys. I can mention now Buchecha, Felipe Pena, all those guys. We brought everyone.
But I mean, in your prime, when
my
you were
prime,
when you were
my
in your
prime, I have my friends that they're all champions. No, Fernando Paradeda, Fernando Capuani. There are guys that not living. They have academies not recognized maybe now, but all the battles that we have a days, we have this top 10 in the academy. You know, was a challenge every day.
Is there anyone that you could just never figure out? Because you know, there's always that one guy that's just like you could just not figure him out. He's always finding the way around.
Always was a battle there. I try to explain this to the students today, to the kids. Look, you build that team there, and it's a challenge. Some days you overcome the guy overcome, and most of the time there is the top 1, 2, 3. You try to be there. You know, that's your journey in sport. You know,
I think it's cool with the boys in the academy, the young team, that they're all the same belt.
Yeah,
because all levels are very similar, so they'll constantly have that. Because if one was a white belt, one was a purple belt, one was a
they
blue,
grow together,
then they would be
and they're from
different.
same school.
Yeah, they're pretty much the
and
same.
And it's nice
right
to see
now.
how they are motivating their friends to come and training. And I say, look, there is someone that you look up. You know,
they're a great bunch of boys. Honestly, that's why we wanted to get involved with them.
All start from London. The son of Jeremy, you know, he started in Tino Guerrero with me, and then he followed me when I went to Renzo, and then he started to bring the kids, and you know, they met Edmund there, and it was nice.
That's crazy. Is there anything that you feel like we left out or anything?
Yeah, I think we're good now.
Time
We
flies.
speak, time flies. We good. I think we're good. We spoke a lot about life, and the experience, as I say, is a library. You know, we share a bit. It's not enough to share all the life experience that we went through, but the basics, I think we did well. Always thankful to where we are and to be here with you today. You know, and
always.
May God bless us with our future.
Always, always. What advice? I want 2 pieces of advice. One piece of advice for a fresh white belt, and a piece of advice to somebody who's been training for a while and is getting to that, you know, that there's that stage between purple and brown, or the stage between blue and purple where you've been going for a while and sometimes you feel like, it's not happening right now. Or
I think for the white belt, you need to get a place where there is experience, there is the passion that, you know, that gonna guide you through that beginner journey, or from the white to black belt, but a place that is experience, that is history behind. I think that's the most important. Feel that you will take care. And for the brown or purple belts, life is like that, you know. Sometimes you reach a plateau, and then, you know, if you don't go. The thing is never quit, never give up. And then you're gonna go up, and then you're gonna go down, you know, and you're gonna go up and down. Try to keep that wave in a balance and keep moving forward, you know. And see always, don't try to compare yourself with others, with the champion. No, see your age, see what Jiu-Jitsu, the benefits that bring to you, you know. Try to understand, it's important to have as a tool, as support in your life. It cannot make you suffer or make you feel bad. It needs to make you feel better. So keep moving forward. It's your journey, and then you're gonna reach in your black belt eventually, you know.
What was the hardest belt for you to get? Because black is not always the hardest belt.
Oof, I come that school that, you know, is the time that, you know, stayed 3 years on the white, and I don't know what, this change, you know, things today, you know, that time we don't learn as fast we learn now.
Yeah.
But, you know, I stay in the white and blue, I think, longer than the purple, brown, black, because when you start to win the competitions like this, you grow, you know, was together with the friends.
Yeah.
But every belt have a lesson.
Yeah.
Every belt have a lesson.
Yeah, I think, I mean, the story, the percentage is something like 2% or 1% of people who start jiu-jitsu actually finish to the black belt.
It's sometimes in the environment. I learn with Mario Sperry, I say, we need to understand something. We humans are lazy. You know, you should come out. You need to keep moving forward, and also to open more, be more relaxed. Maybe the person wanna come to the academy, just do some positions, you know, not push too much. Sometimes the wrong training, you get the young guy or too heavy guys. You know, balance a little bit weight divisions. Help the person go through the process. The difficulty is gonna be there on the sparring and the training, but don't make too difficult, you know. Not make soft, but you know.
Don't make them hate their life, like.
Yeah, no, two different body size, or you know what I mean. That things make the person give up.
Yeah. Brother, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you as always. I think we need
the pleasure is mine.
part 2, part 3 to come again after this.
We give a break, learn
we
more
give a
about
break.
life, and then we share
Next
what we
time
learned.
We'll come in geese as well.
Yeah.
And this is your house. You're more than welcome anytime to come and sit in the chair.
Pleasure
It's
to
always
have
a pleasure.
you as a student.
Yeah.
And now, you know, congratulations on the Flow State as well, the brand that you know, the hash guards, the short are beautiful work.
Yeah.
Most problem now we're gonna work together there, the Renzo.
Yeah.
And keep always looking for the future.
Yeah, 100%. And again, I can't thank you enough for building something really beautiful for us all there. It's weird. All the people are very cool.
No.
Like, you know, we have all types of characters there. You have Big Phil, who's always shouting at everyone for not coming into open mat. You have, you know, everyone has their part. They play their part, right? So it's a beautiful place to be. Even like I enjoy myself even when I come and you're making fun of me for not training, but I'm there in the evening trying to do something, you know. So it's like it's a beautiful place to be.
Thank you.
You know, I only want to see it expand and get better and better. And you know, we will always speak highly of you and the academy here.
Thank you so much.
And well, maybe we need to open a Renzo Gracie podcast. We'll make mats on the floor and stuff.
We're just speaking about that. We never know. It's in my mind.
Yeah. Maybe. But thank you again. And
thank you, brother. Thank you for the invitation.
Anytime.
Again, brother. Keep moving forward and
we have another
bringing all this knowledge
on
for
the
us.
phone.
Yes.
You know? Maybe 3 o'clock we'll do
That's
another.
private.
Yeah, exactly. Us.